So much for sitting down with me and bringing the bus. The bus tour is well underway here in Georgia. You have less time to make your case to voters than any candidate in modern American history. The voters are really eager to hear what your plans are. If you are elected, what would you do on day one in the White House?
Well, there are a number of things. I will tell you, first and foremost, one of my highest priorities is to do what we can to support and strengthen the middle class. When I look at the
When they destroyed it.
aspirations,
Yeah,
the
of course.
goals, the ambitions of the American people, I think that people are ready for a new way forward, in a way that generations of Americans have been fueled by hope and by optimism. I think, sadly, in the last decade, we have had in the former president someone who has really been pushing an agenda and in an environment that is about diminishing the character and the strength of who we are as Americans.
Who she's talking about? Obama? Because in the last decade, that was Obama. So what are you talking about? So when
it was a Democratic bull. If you can, I'm just saying, you must be talking about
is she
Biden
talking about and Obama,
right? Because out of all the time that they have been in the White House, Trump ain't had but 4 years in the midst of all of this.
Obama almost had 10 years. With you talking about Obama's 8 years plus Biden's 4 years, what is that?
12.
It's 12 years. So you're talking about that decade of destroying. So y'all, I don't even think she planned.
They don't even realize
really
what
thought
she's
this
saying.
out the question.
Really dividing our nation, and I think people are ready to turn the page on that.
We're ready to turn it back.
Day one, it's going to be about, one, implementing my plan for what I call an opportunity economy. I've already laid out a number of proposals in that regard, which include what we're going to do to bring down the cost of everyday goods, what we're going to do to invest in America's small businesses, what we're going to do to invest in families, for example, extending the child tax credit to $6,000 for families for the first year of their child's life, to help them buy a car seat, to help them buy baby clothes, a crib. There's the work that we're going to do that is about investing in the American family around affordable housing, a big issue in our country right now.
Which one? You talking about the one with the $150 for the immigrants and then the $25,000 for the people? That's just a voucher. That's a credit that they have to pay back, and then the $150 that the immigrants don't have to pay back.
And my thing is, wait a minute. This should be second to your safety and security of your citizens. This should be second.
And I don't think she mentions that at all.
Ain't nobody studying all this. What about securing the border so we can feel safe in our cities, in our states, in this country? Come on. Tax credit. Child, please.
So there are a number of things on day one.
What about you?
Well, I'm excited about this agenda, too. As I said, the idea of inspiring America to what can be.
And why is he there?
Let's see what he got to say.
Usually when they have an interview and they're going to talk to the primary candidate, the backup person isn't with them. J.D. Vance ain't sitting with Trump when he does his interviews. Why is he sitting there with
J.D. Vance is doing his own interviews by himself. How about that?
What that means is that woman said that she wasn't comfortable by herself.
But I didn't expect her to be alone. I didn't. I honestly felt like he was going to be there because he is the stronger one, I feel like, and everybody else knows when it comes to political views, he got more sense and they can answer probably right out the fly than she in her rehearsed responses.
Yeah.
And I think many of these things that the vice president's proposing are
Tim.
things that we share in values.
Thank
the
you,
child
Tim.
tax credit is one we know that reduces childhood poverty by a third. We did it in Minnesota to have a federal partner in this. Unbelievable, I think, in the impact that we can make.
You talked about.
Oh, I wanted to say too, just on a side note, I was telling my wife I had this dream about it was a rapper, and then it was this. He was talking about he wanted to make Minnesota look like make California like Minnesota, and then look who on there. She's California, he's Minnesota.
Wow.
You call it the opportunity economy. You are well aware that right now many Americans are struggling. There's a crisis of affordability.
Yeah.
One of your campaign themes is we're not going back. But I wonder what you say to voters who do want to go back when it comes to the economy specifically, because their groceries were less expensive, housing was more affordable when Donald Trump was president.
Well, let's start with the fact that when Joe Biden and I came in office, during the height of a pandemic, we saw over 10 million jobs were lost. People, I mean, literally, we were all tracking the numbers. Hundreds of people a day were dying because of COVID. The economy had crashed. In large part, all of that because of mismanagement by Donald Trump.
Cap. That's the one thing that Trump ain't going to do is just do a bunch of mismanagement. That's cap. This is all political jargon junk.
Of that crisis. When we came in, our highest priority was to do what we could to rescue America. And today, we know that we have inflation at under 3%. A lot of our policies have led to the reality that America recovered faster than any wealthy nation around the world. But you are right. Prices, in particular for groceries, are still too high. The American people know it, I know it. Which is why my agenda includes what we need to do to bring down the price of groceries. For
'Cause y'all
example,
rose it up,
dealing with
right?
an issue like price gouging. What we need to do to extend the child tax credit to help young families be able to take care of their children in their most formative years. What we need to do to bring down the cost of housing. My proposal includes what would be a tax credit of $25,000 for first-time
Credit.
home buyers, so they can just have enough to put a down payment on a home, which is part of the American dream. And they're
I heard that was cap too. I heard that when I was listening and reading. It's a $25,000 credit. So in order to get that money, you already got to have that money to be able to. So you already got to have that to show to put down. And they said they'll credit you back. So if you don't have it off rip, you still can't get in the house to get it back.
The fine print they're not telling you about.
Yeah.
their aspiration, but do it in a way that allows them to actually get on the path to achieving that goal and that dream.
So you have been vice president for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
The steps that you're talking about now, why haven't you done them already?
Well, first of all, we
Good
had
question.
to recover as an economy, and we have done that. I'm very proud of the work that we have done that has brought inflation
She gonna
down
move
to less
on the
than
conversation.
3%.
Watch.
The work that we have done to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors.
See, this is going away from the question to say, this is what I did, but I won't answer your question, but I keep telling you the positives that we think we did, or the data that we have that is positive, but we're not going to answer your question. Because I don't know how to answer that question, or do I want to get myself blackballed from answering that question?
Donald Trump said he was going to do a number of things, including allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices. Never happened. We did it. So now, as I travel in the state of Georgia and around our country, the number of seniors that have benefited, I was in Nevada recently, a grandmother who showed me her receipts. And before we capped the cost of insulin for seniors at $35 a month, she was paying hundreds of dollars, up to thousands of dollars a month for her insulin. She's not doing that any
You
longer.
maintain Bidenomics is a success.
I maintain that when we do the work of bringing down prescription medication,
You see, she did not accept the Bidenomics term. She said, I maintained my hair.
for the American people, including capping the cost of the annual cost of prescription medication for seniors at $2,000. When we do what we did in the first year of being in office to extend the child tax credit so that we cut child poverty in America by over 50%, when we do what we have done to invest in the American people and bringing manufacturing back to the United States so that we created over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, bringing business back to America.
Oh, yeah,
What
it's
we
booming
have
like that.
done
Yeah, right.
to improve the supply chain so we're not
You're
relying
right.
on foreign governments to supply American families with their basic needs. I'll say that that's good work. There's more to do, but that's good work.
I want to get some clarity on where you stand on some key policy issues. Energy is a big one. When you were in Congress, you supported the Green New Deal. And in 2019, you said, quote, "There is no question I'm in favor of banning fracking." Fracking, as you know, is a pretty big issue, particularly in your must-win state of Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Do you still want to ban fracking?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020, that I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking.
in 2019, I believe,
I'm glad
in a
that
town
you-
hall, you said, you were asked, would you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking on your first day in office? And you said, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking, so yes.
Right.
So it changed in that campaign?
In 2020, I made very clear where I stand. We are in 2024, and I've not changed that position, nor will I going forward. I kept my word, and I will keep my word.
I don't trust you because she was confident. There was a clip that was played showing
we
her the
saw that
2019.
clip. That's exactly what I
I'm
was
banning
visualizing.
fracking.
Exactly.
I'm banning. I'm for banning fracking.
That was the latest Trump ad.
You're right. And so now she's saying, I said in 2020, I don't trust you. You might not have banned it, but then you weren't the head in charge either. So I don't know what you would really do.
What made you change that position at the time?
Well, let's be clear. My values have not changed. I believe it is very important that we take seriously what we must do
For the burden of
to
time.
guard against what is a clear crisis in terms of the climate. And
What?
to do that,
How'd she get
we
there?
can do what we have accomplished thus far. The Inflation Reduction Act, what we have done to invest, by my calculation, over probably $1 trillion over the next 10 years, investing in a clean energy economy. What we've already done, create.
And meaning I want all your gas cars thrown away, and I want you to have electric cars, and we'll have the little remotes to them. So if you cut up, we can, we can cut them off. Give me a little feedback.
Climate. I'm just
Green New
saying, think of the climate change. I mean,
People are still talking about that. So if you listen to this interview and then you listen to the one Trump has with Sean Ray, listen to the conversations totally different. He's talking about protecting this country. The stuff is going down. We're in trouble. We need to do this. She's talking about climate change. Getting the grocery prices down, which because they're the ones that added them. Clean energy. Yo, listen, ma'am.
the climate change. I mean, so we know that there are things that have impacted our climate, over time. However, it's just a lot of money going into the research where it should be focused on clean air, clean water. What did Trump say? He is definitely a supporter for those things.
Okay.
However, Tucker had a scientist on his show talking about how a lot of that is faux pas. If I'm saying it right, he was like
Trash.
Yes,
It's
he was like,
garbage.
he said, but nobody wants to read the research that he's funding himself. See, he is funding his own research projects with his team of people. Don't need the other money coming from these think tanks or these other organizations that want to lead and guide the way that you think and your perspective about it. So that's why they're not reading his research, because he's telling you, great people, we need to be putting our money over here and not in this fake stuff, because this ain't it.
This ain't it. And we need to stop spending our time
Go
on climate change.
Go and look at Tucker's interview with this man. I can't think of his name, and it's been probably over the course of maybe 3 months ago. But go and look on there. It's the scientist who's talking about climate change and control and all, and all of that. He's giving you a whole. I was just in awe with the information he was sharing. He was just like laughing about it.
It was the little Asian guy.
He was.
Yeah.
He was like, oh my God, these people are crazy.
Creating over 300,000 new clean energy jobs. That tells me, from my experience as vice president, we can do it without banning fracking. In fact, Dana, excuse me.
And just on a side note, for to do that, that means you open up nuclear power plants, and you go in and you got the gas going to make the nuclear power plants work. It's just a whole bunch of crap. It's bull. It's bull.
I cast the tie-breaking vote that actually increased leases for fracking as vice president. So I'm very clear about where I stand.
And was there some policy or scientific data that you saw that you said, oh, okay, I get it now?
What I have seen is that we can grow and we can increase a thriving clean energy economy without banning fracking.
And also, I remember I used to know someone. I don't know. I think we both know this person. I'm trying to think. So they worked at Porsche, And whenever they deal with the electrical cars, with the like Porsche, they have to deal with the battery. And they said the most dangerous thing on that all electric car is the battery. It's more dangerous than anything. It's so radioactive, it's dangerous. They have to handle it a certain kind of way because that stuff can't fall or get out because it'll be a environmental issue quickly. The battery is the most dangerous thing on it.
Well, they have been preparing her.
Yeah.
So it can make
and it still wasn't on point.
No,
They gave her a little bit of run through in the van.
So at least she sounds like she knows a little something. But I'm just saying the issues that she brought up, I just feel like are
kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, are just not issues that's concerning me first.
Yes.
It's definitely the security.
That's right.
Then the economy. Parental rights. I didn't hear any of that.
None of that. So tell me y'all what y'all think below. Just drop in the comment section. Is anything sparked y'all of interest of what she was talking about? Because it didn't me. Because when I went back and listened to that Trump and Sean Ray video, I was like, this stuff is serious. Well, she make it look like the world just floating along all nicely. Ain't nothing going on. We just need to worry about the climate change and getting more electric cars. Man, come on, get out of here. All right, man. 2024 be more.
Talk less.
We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.